Tony D and Little Joan, and this is a screenwriter's rant on 4 trailers that really aren't very good. First up is the Changeling Hitmen trailer, or Hitmen, Deliver Us, and Sitting in Bars with Cake. Smash a like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 12 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget Kindle Unlimited is free. Thanks to all who came out at the Berlin Farmers Mart until we got rained out around 1:30. So pretty good day. Next up, Lower Township, Cape May Library. I'll be doing my talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. Speaking of which, I did it for the New Jersey State Library, and the link is below if you want to see the talk on video. All right. The Changeling. So it's a TV series, I believe Amazon. And so a woman goes on vacation, meets a witch who grants her 3 wishes and then ties a string to her wrist and says, your wishes will come true, but only if the string falls off on its own. You can't cut it. And there's a guy who wants to be with her, and he tells her romantically, with me, all your dreams will come true, and then he cuts off the thread. Oh, bad move. Next thing you know, his wife, and they're married now, and they have a kid, and she one day disappears along with the child, and he has to find her, and he ends up in an alternate New York where they are trapped in there's magic involved. So weird. And it's a TV show. So I'm not sure they could sustain this. It starts September 8th on Apple TV. I mean, it feels more like a movie. Let's see if there's any. They're billing it as a horror set in an alternate New York City, search through a magical world for their abducted son. I mean, it sounds cool, but is there any chance he's going to find his son and wife? If that's the premise of the whole show, it's not going to happen overnight. He's going to be searching through the whole series. Maybe by the end of the series he finds her. But that sounds like kind of a cool premise for a show if you can make it work and explain why there's this alternate magical New York City. Seems awfully kind of random, but I do like the witch. She looks pretty sinister, and she's got a very witchy vibe with her, and I do like that they make the witches, they seem to make them evil. Witches are real witches are supposed to be evil. Or they're actually, I shouldn't say evil. They're lords of chaos, really, or queens of chaos. They're a mess. So, I mean, it could be good. It looks okay. All right, next up, Hitmen, starring Eric Roberts and Adam Deacon and George St. Pierre. It looks like it's trying to be a Guy Ritchie movie, but I don't think it's a Guy Ritchie movie. And the premise seems to be that a dude kills another dude, kind of like John Wick, and then it turns out he's the son of a gangster. I think he accidentally kills him in a bar fight, and then I guess this is his girlfriend. Is it just my imagination, or does she look a little odd? Not sure why. Anyhow, the gangster, who of course is played by Eric Roberts, puts $1 million bounty on him, and then it turns into everybody trying to kill him. Kind of like John Wick, and kind of like one of these movies where a million different crazy hitmen come out of the woodwork and he has to run the gauntlet. The trailer's a very very light, I'll say, and poorly put together. The Google stuff or the YouTube stuff comes up over the trailer too soon. They should have put, I don't know, some more lead on the end of it with the logo. And Eric Roberts, he's not a bad actor, but he's been in a lot of terrible stuff. And when he's in a B movie like this, I don't have a tremendous amount of confidence in him that, that the movie's good. That's really not on him. Let's see what it says. Academy Award nominee Eric Roberts, BAFTA winner Adam Deacon, and legendary UFC champion George St. Pierre star in an action thriller from the director of The Bazonians and Original Gangster. After accidentally killing the grandson of a powerful CEO, a couple are forced to fight or flee for their lives. And this is the couple. Like, they don't remind me of an actor and an actress. They remind me of I don't know, two stunt people. With $1 million bounty placed on their heads, the ruthless game of cat and mouse begins as they attract the attention of the world's deadliest assassins who will stop at nothing to claim their prize. I mean, it's a solid enough premise. I'm not so sure the leads are strong enough. They kind of fade into the background for me. I don't know why. I mean, maybe they were chosen because they are stunt people and they are really good, But this trailer isn't doing them many favors. Like, the music's not quite there. It should be a little crazier and a little more on point in terms of what exactly is going on. It's a lot of different shots. Too many slates with words. Like, these two or three characters seem kind of interesting. As assassins. They're like hot chick assassins, I guess. Eric Roberts, I don't think he's in this very much. I would suspect it is actually with Eric Roberts, or he's the bad guy and he's in, like, the beginning and then at the end. So, first act, the couple's in a bar and he gets into a bar fight and accidentally kills the grandson. For whatever reason, he leaves or runs away, maybe because other guys are trying to kill him. And then word gets to Eric Roberts. He calls in a favor with some gangsters, offers $1 million bounty, and then second act begins. And then they all start showing up to kill him. And one by one, they avoid him or kill him or get him sent to jail or get him to kill each other. Until finally, the third act, they have to confront the last killer and Eric Roberts. Probably one of them captures the girl and then they use it to capture the guy. Do we have credits? Oh, we do have credits. Not that I could see them. YouTube. Thanks. Written by... I can't read it. So, yeah, it looks alright. I don't know. Was this made in Canada? I'm thinking it's made in Canada. Because I don't recognize any of the actors, but they seem pretty American. I don't know. There were a few accents. Maybe one of them was English. I don't know. I don't know where this thing was made. It's a BAFTA award winner, so that's definitely English. I don't know. So maybe it was made in the UK. I don't know. I don't know. It feels like Dime Store John Wick. Feels like that. Feels like that movie with Jeremy Piven. I think it was called like Aces and Eights or something. It was kind of similar to that. I mean, it looks better than that. It doesn't look better than John Wick. It doesn't look quite Guy Ritchie though. It needs a little more verve. Needs a little more something. Needs better music, I think. Deliver Us. This is a straight up possession movie. Very seemingly generic possession movie about a woman who has a nun who has an immaculate conception with twins. One is good and one is evil, and I guess one's going to save the world and the other one's going to destroy it, and which one's going to live, and and there's all sorts of scenes in churches, and there's a stigmata, and there's symbology and religious stuff. You can pretty much write this. Um, it doesn't look awful, but it kind of looks very, very derivative. Directed by Leroy Coons and Crew Ennis. And no screenplay credit? No screenplay credit. Well, that's not good. It's a foreign film, and I'm not sure where it was shot. I'd like to say like Croatia or some place like that, it feels like. Definitely feels like a foreign movie. And, looks alright, I guess. The priest has to do all the work. And finally, there's a sad movie called Sitting in Bars with Cake, which starts out as kind of a happy movie. It says based on a true story. This is a Prime movie. I assume it was based on a book about two friends. One is really good baker. And she brings a cake to a bar one night and it becomes a thing. So they start a scene. Bette Midler's in it for some reason. And then her friend, turns out she has cancer, and then they have to deal with her cancer, and she doesn't want to stop the sitting in the bars with cake because it was a thing and it's fun, and she's depressed about her cancer. And then it's about her dealing with cancer, and will she live, will she die? And I don't know if she lives or dies. And it could be a tearjerker where she dies, and then her friend the baker has to live her life, live her truth. Written by Audrey Schulman, directed by Trish Sy. Yeah, it looks okay. September 8th, PG-13. I mean, it seems a positive movie. Maybe the girl with cancer lives. Or maybe it's an inspirational death, like she dies, but she lives that last few months more than she ever did. And they become best friends all over again. I don't know. I think they're friends. I don't think they're romantically involved, because I think there's some guys involved for them. L.A. I think this is L.A., right? Capitol Records building. It looks fine. First act. I didn't even do the first act of the other thing. Well, let's do this one. First act of this movie. They're friends. They're having a great time. She brings a cake to a bar, inspired by true events, and then they have a great time, and they start a thing called, I don't know, bar cake, and they go to bars and do this thing. And then she finds out she has cancer just after she gets a promotion at work, and then so they're doing the cake thing, and then the cancer comes, or maybe that happens later in the second act. But anyhow, second act, they're dealing with the cancer, but she still wants to do the cake, and so her friend becomes her caregiver. Her parents want to take care of her, but she says, no, I'll do it. And she volunteers to do it, and she's trying to keep her job and dealing with cancer and dealing with the cake and the bars. And does she live is the question. And the guy from Office Space is the dad, and at one point he gets mad and breaks a plate for some reason, maybe because his daughter's dead. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards she dies, but it's one of those like, well, she died, but she lived a full life before she did, something like that. Sounds sad, and I don't want to see Bette Midler ever. Okay, and then Deliver Us. I didn't do the 3-act breakdown. First act, there's weird things happening at a church. Second act, it gets weirder. Third act, they have to confront the demon, and they send it back to hell, and either the world is doomed or the world is saved. Either way. Okay. So these are not very good trailers. The only one that's a good trailer is the Sitting in Bars with Cake. That's an actual good trailer. It has all the elements you'd want to see in a trailer, but the movie looks not my kind of movie. It doesn't look great. The other three trailers are very light on details, and one's a TV show. So I gotta give it to Hitmen, because it's my kind of movie. It's going to be action, so I would be hopeful that Eric Roberts at least picked a decent B movie this time, and that there'd be some decent action scenes in this, even if it was two stunt people as the leads. I mean, sometimes stunt people are pretty good actors. I've seen a couple of movies like that, so I would put this at the top. Number 2 would probably be the Changeling TV show. Doesn't look bad. I don't know how they could sustain it, but you know me, I like witches. I like the witch stuff, and it does look fairly authentic, at least in the beginning. At least the setup looks cool with the witch. So, and an alternate New York sounds interesting. I don't know if they can sustain it, though, and keep people's interest, because, yeah, it's kind of a multiverse thing. I don't know. You're really going to have to go into detail why this alternate New York City exists, why it's so cool. Can he go back and forth? You know, that kind of thing. That would be number 3. Number 2. Number 3 would either be, God, it's really a tie. Deliver Us looks pretty derivative. Oh, September 29th. Pretty derivative. Is there any info on this one? Oh, wait, I can read this. When a nun in a remote convent claims Immaculate Conception, the Vatican sends a team of priests to investigate. Concerns grow that an ancient prophecy is about to be fulfilled, that a woman will give birth to twin boys, one a Messiah and the other the Antichrist. See? And the ensuing battle will determine the fate of the world. Maybe this one. Yeah, I'd give the edge to this. Directed by Leroy Coons and Crew Ennis. Yeah, that doesn't sound bad. It is Magnolia Pictures, so it'll probably be decent. And then on the bottom, Bette Midler, Sitting in Bars with Cake. I mean, not because of the quality of the movie. I mean, it looks well produced. Other than Bette Midler, it has a solid cast, but I mean, it just doesn't look. It looks depressing. I don't want to see a depressing movie. But if you're, I think this movie is aimed at women because it has everything women want: cake, girly things, scenes where you're going to cry. Oh, it's so sad. She has cancer, and about girl friendship. Oh, I saw it. It was very emotional. Yeah, I don't want to see this movie, but you can. I would put it on the bottom of my list. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more-based takes. If you can find a more-based take it. Don't forget to tune into the live stream where we do it live on Sunday at 7. We'll see you in the next one.